How's it going, everybody? It's the Keenest Fox. Today is my channel where I talk about anime, video games, and cartoons, most notably Sonic and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And today, if you haven't read the title, this is another top 25, 20 list. Last time I had the top 50 characters that are worse than Chris Thorndike, and it's something like similar to that. It's another exercise writing challenge that I've composed for myself, featuring the top 20 most essential Sonic characters. And by essential, I mean like characters that are essential to the lore, So I'm like, without these characters and stuff, or with these characters, I feel like you could pretty much make a pretty decent or pretty good Sonic story and whatnot. So we're gonna talk about that. So I'll give you the placements and stuff. Mostly, it's just a lot of filler up until number 11. I feel like when it gets to number 11, these characters are definitely essential to the Sonic lore, but everything else though is filler. So I'll probably put the runtime either in this video or in the description, I guess. But yeah, you could just skip ahead to number 11 because that's what's really important here. Alright, now we're going to get into it. And by the way, this is just my opinion on who I think should be here on this list. If you have your own, that's cool. I kind of held myself to a specific rule and stuff, and if you want to join in, that'd be pretty cool. So pretty much just choose any character, any Sonic character. It could be from the comics, could be from the games, could be from the cartoons, the Sonic X anime, whatever that you just think is important to the Sonic lore. But starting at number 25, I think who is important is Professor Pickle from Sonic Unleashed. You're thinking, what? Why Professor Pickle? So Professor Pickle is the most knowledgeable researcher on the Gaia manuscripts. The Gaia manuscripts are like one of the most ancient documents in the entire series. It's like over 1,000 years old, with info on Dark Gaia, one of the most strongest cosmic beings on the in the series. So yeah, I think Professor Pickle will be like very important, at least a little bit to the lore, being like the person who's the most knowledgeable on the Gaia manuscripts. On number 24, we have Commander Towers, or Abraham Towers. He's the gun officer, or the commanding officer, my bad, of Team Dark, and he controls like the Sonic world's most like powerful military organization. GUN. What was it? Guardians United of Nations. Yeah, and if you know about GUN, you would know they have a high secure like prison and stuff. Prison Island. They have a bunch of rehashes of Dr. Eggman's mechs and robots. And hell, you remember they had that bothersome truck from Sonic Adventures 2 and Sonic Generations. Man, that truck was a nightmare. Next up for number 23, we got Black Doom. He's probably the first alien we actually see in the Sonic games, that is. I'm pretty sure they had aliens and stuff in the comics that might have predated the games, but still, this is our first keyhole into aliens and stuff inside the Sonic series. Black Doom has conquered many planets for over like 2,000 years. He's like a ruthless tyrant. He's even aided in the creation of Shadow, and he can manipulate chaos energy. So I do think, yeah, Black Doom at number 23 is definitely essential to the Sonic lore, to some extent. That's why, I mean, these characters are all the back of the list. They're not uber important, but in a way, they kind of have like at least 3 good reasons as to why they're important. Alright, next up we have Yacker. Yep, for number 22. Yacker? Yeah, the wisps and stuff from Sonic Colors. He's like the little one-eyed blue kind of cyan looking or teal kind of looking alien that like, you use to boost and stuff. Yeah, Yacker. So the reason why I chose Yacker, he's the most notable wisp to encounter Sonic and Tails. He tags along with the duo in Sonic Colors and to rescue like his brethren. He serves as the keyhole to the Wisp's lifestyle, their language, personality, and abilities, which does come in handy through Wispins and stuff. So even if you don't like the Wisp, I did put Yacker here, and keep in mind, yes, I put him all the way up at number 22, because again, he's not really that uber important, and neither are the Wisp, but he's here. Alright, next up, number 21. This might actually be a lesser known character, but I actually chose Paulie. So in case you don't know who Paulie is actually Sonic's dad from the manga and stuff, and he's a professional pilot, and he likely taught this to his son about mechanics and even heroism. because he used to be I think he used to be a fighter pilot back in the day. Meaning these traits could have really impacted Sonic's morality and his game, and the games itself. Because I heard that what you call it in the manga, he was a pilot, and then we know in Sonic 2 that Sonic used to he has the biplane and stuff. He has the tornado. So it's likely that this might have been the manga might have served an inspiration to the games. That's how other characters like Amy had gotten involved inside the games and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Right. Number 20, we have Nicole the HoloLinks. Nicole may be an AI, but she's helped Sonic in many ways through the digital world. She's technokinetic, meaning she can hack and manipulate other computers and machines. So, yeah, just like my Nicole respect thread, yeah, I do think Nicole is kind of important. She has at least 3 different backstories and stuff, whether she comes from some kind of alternate future or she, is oh, well, this science is his deceased daughter's consciousness and stuff. Regardless, yeah, Nicole is kind of important and stuff, and she can be utilized in various ways, how she was in the Archie comics. She was able to create an entire city, or she created an entire city, and she was able to watch over everyone from a distance, of course. And then number 19, we have Cosmo, the Cedarin. Yeah, you're probably surprised to find Cosmo here on this list, but I was kind of running out of ideas, so yeah. But yeah, Cosmo. Alright, so let's talk about her. She's another insight on alien life into the Sonic universe. Her presence facilitates Season 3 of Sonic X with the impending threat of the Meta-X, and her love for Tails just boosts his confidence. So I feel like Cosmo is important because not only is she another sign of alien life, but she's also the introduction to the Meta-X and the last of her kind, and she also boosts Tails' confidence and whatnot. She makes Tails be the best of himself, which I like. So yeah, Cosmo people. Next up for number 18, we got Nagus. Now, Nagus, he goes by many names, whether it's Walter Nagus or Axis Nagus. Nagus gives an outlook over mystical shenanigans and other dimensions like zones and stuff. Whenever he gets some focus and stuff, usually stuff like the power rings and whatnot, the special zones, the zone of silence, all that stuff kind of centers or gravitates around him. So I feel yeah, in a way, Nagus does have that kind of, I guess, impact on the lore to some extent. And he's the secondary antagonist in Sonic Side M. He was originally supposed to be the Season 3 bad guy along with Snively, so that would have been interesting to see, but too bad it got canceled. But anyways, next up, number 17. Now we got Maria Robotnik. So Maria, okay, now why is Maria so essential to the Sonic lore or to the history, okay? Maria indirectly does play a role in the fate of the world through 3 characters and stuff. It's not intentional, but indirectly, of course. The obvious being Shadow and Ggrald's vendettas against the world. They wanted to destroy the world because of Maria and stuff. They took her away. But also, Maria had helped Shadow become a lot more, I guess, heroic and caring and compassionate as a character and whatnot, which is why he took to her. And then there's also Commander Towers, who reformed GUN into being a more notable organization. I'll probably insert a clip or something of, of just, the GUN commander talking about how Maria, yeah.
Damn it! What does it all mean? These memories, the doctor's actions and words. Nothing makes sense. Was it real?
It's been a long time, Shadow.
Who are you? And how do you know my name?
I know you, Shadow the Hedgehog. You killed everyone I loved. My family, Maria. I've been waiting all my life for this day.
What? Me? And Maria?
Maria was like a sister to me. She was the only family I knew. And because of you, she was killed. Witnessing it all, The plan to create that horrifying evil creature. That black creature and that insane professor who unleashed it all!
So, the professor created me with Black Doom?
You don't fool me! It's not just about Maria. Thanks to you, everyone I knew and loved was killed when the Ark was destroyed. Worst of all, my family! Finally, justice is served!
If what you say is true, then I will respectfully accept my fate.
You mean to tell me that you really don't remember a thing?
But I just need some time to uncover the real truth.
Alright, next up we have number 16, King Nigel. Now, the king, or the king, King Nigel, King Max inside the pre-Genesis, but obviously I like King Nigel better, so that's what I'm sticking with here. Alright, so being the king, why is he important to the Sonic lore? So, being the king of the Acorn Kingdoms and stuff, he does, like, the plots of Sonic SatAM and the Archie comics kind of do usually, like, revolve around his, like, monarchy and his family drama. This position has played roles in the alternate futures, others is, like, fighting to claim it, like Patch, for example, or maybe even Shadow, or just being manipulated by the omnipotent source of all. So, yeah, I know, it's a weird story. But yeah, that's King Nigel, and I think, yeah, he is, in some extent, essential to the lore. And now you can probably guess who's going to be also on this list as well. Yep, that's right, number 15, Sally Acorn. So, why do I prefer... Well, okay, so I do prefer Amy, obviously, over Sally, as most of you have already know. In terms of, like, being a love interest, and in terms of character, yeah, I like Amy better. But this isn't really much of a popularity list. This is just more of who's more essential to the Sonic lore. So, just to, yeah, spoiler alert, Amy's not really on this list. As much as I love her character, there's a lot of characters I love inside the Sonic series. Stuff like Silver and stuff, or I guess Teen Chaotix, but in a way they're not exactly essential to the Sonic lore, or the essential to the, to like the history and all that, or the plots, or... In a way they are, but I mean, like, it's not like it centers around them. So, but Sally does have, like, some things that she does have going for her that contributes to the main plot. So, things like her royal status, co-leading the Freedom Fighters, and her background with Sonic. I feel like, yeah, they do play a part in some kind of, in one way or another. You know, they could be used for, like, a story or something. Next up, we have Solaris, Mephiles, and Iblis. So, obviously, I could have split this up, but, yeah, they all have kind of the same reasons. Mephiles and Iblis do play a role in Sonic's timeline undergoing a pseudo kind of reboot after Solaris is erased, so that's definitely something right there. Iblis is the reason for Silver's future being apocalyptic before that was retconned to be the Ifrit, and Silver's reason to kill Sonic, basically. So yeah, so that's number 14. We have Solaris, Mephiles, and Iblis. Next up we have number 13, Blaze the Cat. Now, Blaze is the guardian of the Soul Emeralds, which are the counterparts to the Chaos Emeralds. I feel like the plot line was, if it was explored a bit more, we could lead to more mystery, like more to the mystery and the origin of the Chaos Emeralds and stuff, or other cosmic artifacts like the Phantom Ruby or the Warp Topaz, all that stuff. It probably would be a lot more interesting if they, I guess, went into more detail about that. You know, right. And I'm not talking about for IDW, I'm talking about in the games and stuff, because I feel like in the games, they don't really explore a lot of uncharted territory, but they just have a lot of good concepts that they don't really follow up with. Alright, so number 12, we have Shadow the Hedgehog. So, not only is he the most iconic rival for Sonic, but he's one of the most proficient users of the Chaos Control, built for that in mind. Shadow has a lot of ties to the Robotniks, and he's originally corrupted military organization, GUN. So, yeah, in a way, Shadow is also important to the lore. I was kind of a little hesitant on putting Shadow on this list, because I was thinking, I mean, you can perfectly have, like, a Sonic story without Shadow and stuff, like, you really could. But, in a way, Shadow is, like, because you don't need the whole aliens and stuff, or whatever, or the But in a way, when you think about it, yeah, Shadow does have ties to Professor Ggrald. He has ties to G Win and whatnot. He's a victim of their crimes and stuff. Yeah, he's been around for like 50 years, and Shadow's pretty much an immortal, the whole nine. So yeah, not to mention the dude's like Sonic's rival. So yeah, I feel like yeah, Shadow in a way is kind of important to the lore. So now we get to number 11. Now this is where I was saying where these characters actually do matter to the Sonic, like to the Sonic series and the Sonic lore, or they've made some kind of impact where they're like yeah, really uber important. So first up we have well for number 11 we have Professor Ggrald. Now he's the grandfather of Dr. Eggman and Maria Robotnik as well as the creator of Shadow. So okay, so we have a few things right there. Basically, he's the grandpa of Dr. Eggman, basically. So that's one, and two, yeah, who's like the main antagonist, and two, he created Shadow, Sonic's rival, and whatnot. So that's definitely big right there. He's influenced Eggman to become an inventor, and he's built all types of creatures and weapons such as the artificial chaos, bio lizard, the eclipse cannon, and the space colony arc. So all that stuff, yes, Professor Joe is by far essential to the plot. Or to the lore and stuff. I mean, I did put Professor Ggrald above Shadow, but this isn't again a popularity contest or anything. This is more of like who's more essential to the lore. Like yeah, you could definitely do a lot with Professor Ggrald, I guess, in his past, or maybe a lot with his relationship with Eggman or something. I would like to see that get explored because it seems like Eggman really did have a lot of admiration for his grandpa. Next up, we have Dark Gaia and Light Gaia. Alright, so they're two of the oldest living beings in the Sonic universe, locked in an eternal good versus evil conflict. They're both empowered by the negative and positive feelings of others. I think they are essential, being cosmic deities as powerful as Supersonic and being the embodiments of dark and light. So, yeah, I know Dark and Light Gaia, Chip, they're not going to be in every Sonic story, but I feel like, and that's why they're all the way on number 10. But I feel like, they are definitely important to the lore because they're like, well, the first notable beings in the entire universe, comprised of dark and light, and they're like, good versus evil, that type of thing. Not to mention they're like literally as powerful as Supersonic, so that's definitely a plus right there. So in terms of like being essential, yeah, I think they definitely are like in the top 10. Next up, we have number 9. We got Sir Charles the Hedgehog. So okay, basically we know who Uncle Chuck is. Uncle Chuck is basically like Sonic's Uncle Ben. I personally believe Sonic shouldn't be motivated at a tragedy to become a hero, and that's just my opinion. But it does work for the stories like Sadie M, Underground, and Archie Comics, where he's roboticized, and then Sonic's like, I'm gonna defeat Doctor Robotnik, or I'm gonna defeat Buttnik, or whatever. Yeah, that type of thing. And I'm gonna it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I like it. But personally, myself, I just don't think Sonic should be motivated at a tragedy, because Sonic's always been more of a just more of an optimistic type of character where he just does hero stuff because well, one, it's fun, and two, he just enjoys doing the right thing. But anyways, Chuck does play a big impact on the series, being the original creator of the roboticizer, and being one of the best inventors in the world. And just like Paulie, he has like a story, like he does have like a very, very strong, that's his story, my bad, sorry. He has a strong influence on Sonic, whereas he's like modeled himself after him. Like basically Sonic tries to act and talk just like Uncle Chuck in a way. More modern though, obviously, but yeah, he really does idolize his uncle. So for the same reasons as I have Polly on this list, same reasons for Uncle Chuck. Alright, number 8, we got Pachacamac. So, formerly the leader of the Knuckles clan, he is responsible for instigating the attack on Chaos, and that pretty much got most of his people killed. I think it's important to the story-wise as to why Knuckles is the last of his own kind and what the Echidnas did in the past. So yeah, definitely just gives you an insight on what the Echidnas did back in the day. Used to steal, burn down other countries and all that other type of stuff. I'll probably insert a clip here.
to call that 7 emeralds are essential to our survival. It is for the good of all our people.
How can I make you understand? Attacking other countries, stealing and killing can't be the right path to peace. No one has the right to take their holy grounds. I beg you, Father!
But anyways, now we have number 7. So, we have Chaos. So, we already know who Chaos is. He's the god of destruction, and Knuckles' his predecessor to guarding the Master Emerald. He's very essential for his role as guardian and for wiping out the Echidnas. So, yeah, definitely a big impact there. Definitely an essential character. It's unfortunate that Chaos is never really in all versions of, in all versions of Sonic and stuff, or he's not in, like, yeah, the only time he's like really into something Sonic is probably Sonic X. He's in the Fleetway comics, but his story's kind of rewritten a little bit, where he's like actually evil and whatnot, whereas in the games and stuff, he's kind of a bit of an anti-hero. But yeah, and he's also in the Archie comics as well. But yeah, I mean, they did adapt that in the Archie comics, so that was pretty cool. But anyways, yeah, Chaos is responsible for wiping out the Echidnas, and he is definitely, like, he was the guardian of the Master Emerald. He's a mutated Shao. He's god of destruction. Yes, I think Chaos is by far essential to the Sonic lore. Number 6, we have obviously Takao. Takao is Knuckles' ancestor and the hero who sealed away Chaos in the first place 5,000 years prior. She informs the heroes of the past about her people, teaches Knuckles about the magical chant to the Master Emerald, and it helps stop Chaos in the end. So yeah, definitely a big impact there. Takao is another essential character to the Sonic lore that I feel like, yeah, definitely should be brought up a little bit every now and then. But yeah. Alright, now we're getting to the top 5. So, anyways, we have Metal Sonic for number 5. Alright, so he's basically Sonic's robot duplicate, as we already know. Obviously by the name Metal Sonic and by the way he looks, of course, duh. He is easily one of the best villains, in my opinion, in the series. In my opinion, I think he should have succeeded Dr. Eggman, given his self-awareness and how he's a match for Sonic and stuff. Like, he basically is like one of the few badniks that can actually go toe-to-toe with Sonic. Eggman favors Metal Sonic so much that he built other versions of him, even like a Metal Knuckles and a Tails doll. So yeah, Metal Sonic definitely does play a big impact. Other versions like Mecha Sonic. Well, technically speaking, Silver Sonic did come first, but really, Eggman really, he was going on. Like, he was really, he caught lightning in a bottle when he made Metal Sonic, though, for sure. But anyways, yeah, I think Metal Sonic is definitely essential as a character and stuff. He's definitely like one of the few badniks that can go against Sonic and stuff. He's like one of Eggman's most powerful like enforcer and stuff. Although I think he should be more than just an enforcer and whatnot. That he should really be the actual big bad in the series. But yeah, and then number 4 we have Tails. Tails the Fox, or Miles per Hour. Tails has a lot of promise, being more than just a gearhead and a sidekick. He's one of the most smartest characters in the series. He's comparable to Dr. Eggman, and he even invented Sonic's iconic technique, the spin dash. Yeah, Tails was the one who created the spin dash, not Sonic, Tails. There's a lot of, yeah, sometimes I forget that too myself. There's also the fact that he's also Sonic's best friend and his pilot. So, yeah, Tails is also, well, important to the Sonic series. Of course, you can also write out Tails to some extent, but again, you love that relationship between Tails and Sonic. I mean, Tails is just about in almost everything Sonic related. The only thing I can think of that he's not in is probably Sonic Underground, and that's it. And then number 3, we have Knuckles. Now, personally myself, I think Knuckles is by far the most essential character in the entire series, no debate. I actually wanted to make a video explaining that, but I was like, you know what? Why not just knock it out in this video? So, yeah, I personally think that Knuckles is the most essential, the most vital character in the entire Sonic series, no debate. Most of the lore and history kind of revolves around the Master Emerald, his people, and his island, Angel Island. He's the most knowledgeable in present day to how the mechanics of the emeralds and how to neutralize them. Knuckles is the last of all of his like kind and stuff, which that alone makes him unique, as well as being the strongest base character of the entire series. So yes, Knuckles is very, very important to the Sonic lore. So yeah.
I'll probably be on this floating island forever. Guarding the Master Emerald again. I may not know the whole story behind this, but perhaps it's better that way. I'm at peace once more.
Next up, I have the obvious two, of course, Sonic and Dr. Eggman for the number 1 and number 2 slots for the entry. You can't have a mainline Sonic game without the protagonist, the Blue Bear himself, and you can't have a game without, well, you could, but of course, Eggman's appeared in majority of the Sonic games as the antagonist. Personally, I feel like Eggman should probably sit out, and maybe like there should be somebody else to take over, like I don't know, Metal Sonic or something, or maybe if Infinite had a better showing, that he could probably be the main antagonist. That'd be pretty cool too. But anyways, Eggman has been the main villain for the majority of the series and stuff. Him and Sonic have been pretty much almost every iteration there is, always going back and forth. His super speed versus Eggman's robot army and stuff, and like Sonic always stops him from trying to take over the world. That type of thing. So of course you have to have a Sonic story with Dr. Eggman and Sonic in it. Or, I guess you can write out Dr. Eggman, but still, it just wouldn't be the same, because, like, Sonic's always been, like, kind of more of sci-fi and all that stuff, and the whole, so it's always been like that. Not to mention, of course, Sonic, I wouldn't say it would have happened, but, of course, the ideas of Sonic started between those two, between Sonic and Dr. Eggman. Back when Sonic was Mr. Needle Mouse, and back when Dr. Eggman was based off of Theodore Roosevelt, and he was supposed to be like some kind of dog or something, and he can use, I think, his mustache or something to grab rings, or I don't know. But so anyways, that's my list here for the most essential Sonic characters. If you guys have your own ideas and your own list, let me know. I honestly don't even think this video is going to even get that popular. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But I'm just doing it for the fun of it. Because, I like writing. I like some little to challenge myself and stuff. So I made a top 25 list of characters that I think are very essential to the Sonic lore. So if you have an idea of maybe writing your own Sonic story or something, maybe you could probably draw from my example and just use these characters on this list and stuff for your ideas. But anyways, that's the end of my video. I hope you guys like, share, and subscribe. This is the Keenest Fox, and I am out. Peace. And if we get to like 200 subscribers, I will do a face reveal. Yep, how fun would that be? You get to see my pretty face for once. But anyways, until we meet again, or until next time.